Hey now, we are back. 2 videos in a week. Wow, that's good for me. It's April 24th, Monday, and we are on to one of the more controversial players in the Hall of Fame, and not because he's deserving or not deserving. We're at the Frank Frisch. No question the man's deserving. MLB All-Century team, and they ranked him. He was a finalist. He was rated one of the top 100 players of the 20th century. Great manager, hit for a high average. I mean, he was the manager of the Gas House Gang and other great teams. So, and I say Frankie Frisch, no question, is a Hall of Famer. He got in on his fifth ballot. But the controversy, for those who don't know, is the cronyism in the Hall of Fame with the inductees. They say Frank pushed in a lot of his teammates that were frankly undeserving, like Jesse Haynes, Dave Bancroft, Ross Youngs, George Kelly. I mean, there's a lot of them in the back of my head. I can't think of them all. But they say, like, the cronyism of the Hall of Fame all started with Frankie Frisch. And ironically, he died in 1973 in a car accident driving home from a very veterans committee that he chaired to get some of his pals into the Hall of Fame. A little ironic, if you ask me. But again, Frankie Frisch, not a terribly rare autograph, even though he died suddenly. He was a very prominent signer, a great signer. He got in the Hall of Fame, like I said, many years earlier than that. I think he got into the Hall of Fame. I could look at here real quickly, 1947. So he had basically 25 years of Hall of Fame eligibility. Sorry, Hall of Fame inductiness, whatever, to sign autographs. So fortunately, a very good signer. You know what? Let's just get to the autograph analysis of the old Flash, the Fordham Flash, Mr. Frankie Frisch. So again, starting with the PSA database, you can see here, this is kind of his F's in his autograph really changed, for lack of a better term. So when he's got to these autographs, this is signed in the 1940s because the manager of Pittsburgh Pirates, even though he's in the Cardinals uniform here. This is probably after his tenure as the Cardinals manager. And during his tenure as Pittsburgh Pirates manager. And you can see a very beautiful flowing autograph. Again, when you're looking for his autograph, the F's changed quite a little bit. It's the Frankie and the Frisch that are pretty much consistent throughout his entire signing period. The R's are usually the lowest letters in the name, with the F's at the top here are the tallest letters. Again, you're looking for a little bit of bounce. You could see right here, looking for an open H. Usually the A is open. It's not always consistent. Again, he's not a heavily forged autograph. Even though he's a popular player, he was not. It was pretty easy, and he was around a lot. Moving on to right here, this autograph probably was signed towards the later end of his life. During that time period, but again, you're looking for the F's here come around like this. As you can see, it's a straight down and a loop around like this here. The autograph is much more linear. It's on a straight plane. And it was very common towards the end of his life, he would inscribe autographs, the old Flash. So if you see that autograph, again, if it's not on a document, if it's on a note card or a photo like this, there's a good chance it was probably signed towards the last decade of his career. Granted, it's a good autograph, and it's kind of a cool inscription. This is a much more rare autograph, again, signed towards the very end, at the very end of his life. The case, if it looks like to me, turned into a capital S, as you can see right here. It's a little bit shaky right here as well. I think this is good. I'm not 100% convinced it's good. The S is a little bit out there. And like I said, even the Frisch right here, it's like even towards the end of his life, because he died so young, he signed a pretty consistent autograph. So if this were me, I would avoid that autograph personally. Now, here's a beautiful autograph. Now, this is signed towards more the beginning of his career. And you can tell because it's a two-stroke F, and it's like almost perfectly linear. Yes, the R starts at the bottom. But you can see the Frisch, and it's almost like on a plane right there. I mean, a beautiful, beautiful autograph with a gorgeous vintage fountain pen. Again, this is another, even though this was an early autograph, it's a little bit later. Again, with the Fs, it's still a two-stroke F. So again, this is what you're looking for earlier in life. Frank Frisch autograph. The R's, again, this is, again, the more consistent. It comes down. You could see the A's open right here. It wasn't always the case, but it was the case a lot. Again, this was signed in 1923, very early in his career. Now we're getting a little bit towards the 1960 version of his autograph. And you can tell and date it by the F's right here. He said the F looks almost like a V. This is signed towards the 50s and 60s time period. Again, still good. But again, the S went from a 2-stroke to a 1-stroke. The R's, you still want to see the drop down. But again, a nice level plane like that. The H doesn't always drop down like that. Same thing with the K. But it doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, it's flows so beautifully. So here we have a nice letter from 1952. Again, you can see how the F's here just they change. They're changing constantly right here. But again, what we can tell characteristics, low R's, low R's. Again, the A now is closed here. But again, the H drops off right here. The K drops off. But again, it's a level playing field, level signature. Again, let's see, 1953. Now he's at the 2 strokes. F's back again. We're looking for the Frank, looking for the Frisch. It's starting to bounce a little, but again, still a beautiful autograph. So, I mean, and it's not rare. Again, the Old Flash, my guess is this signed towards the end of his career because he called himself the Old Flash, much more common. You can see how the F sort of loops around right here and comes down. Again, this is more towards the end of his life, and the F sort of jets out over the signature. It's starting to get a little bit shaky, but it's good. It's still a decent autograph. The R's are starting from below. It's the lowest letter. The F's are the highest letter in the autograph. And again, checks. And after he passed away, the family released a bunch of checks. They are not rare. Matter of fact, I'll jump real quickly. This is a horrible picture. This is my autograph. It's much neater in person, but it's just a signed check. It's about $100. It said this is not a very expensive autograph unless you're going for the signed baseballs, obviously. Anything like that is going to be more expensive. But again, towards the end of his life, because you could tell he put the Old Flash, which was a common inscription, he added at the end. Again, he was getting old. So they put the Old Flash. Again, this is more towards, I would say if I had to date this, 1960s, just because of the F right here. It doesn't, towards the end of his life, the Fs were a little bit more similar. Towards the middle of his life, it kind of rounded like the V you can see right here. There is no dip on this F like there is on this F. So again, I can't even see this autograph. I don't want to comment on it. Again, like I said, the family released a bunch of his memorabilia, not his memorabilia, but it just says, his memorabilia, his autographs, his contracts into the collector's market. This is one of them, obviously, right here. Branch Rickey, another Hall of Famer, which we'll hopefully get to one day. I didn't even know his last name was Jr., but looks like it was Frankie Frisch Jr. possibly right here. So that's very interesting to me. This is obviously a very rare version of his autograph that you're probably only going to see on legal documents like this right here. And again, we're back to the Old Flash. Again, the F's are much more common here. We got the inscription right here. It's starting to get a little shaky, which is, again, you're going to see towards in the beginning 1970s, and now we're back again. So again, just jumping to eBay. Again, everything on eBay that I looked at is good. As I said, not a rare autograph at all. Even like team signed baseballs are not expensive. I'm curious. This check went for over $200. That's a little bit high to me, I guess, because there's maybe 3 autographs to himself on it. Otherwise, if I were in the market for a check, $100. And again, you can see down here, $100, $100. Even a beautiful autograph with the signature on it from Prostein, nevertheless, usually commands a premium. Only got $100, probably because it's personalized, but it's kind of cool still. So again, you're not going to spend a lot of money on Frankie Frisch. And there really isn't that much to talk about him on it because he's, like I said, he's a common autograph. He's not rare. He's out there. Just do your homework and you're going to be just fine. But we're done with the Fs. Yay. We're going to move to the Gs. Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of Gs, more than I realized. So that's about it. Please hit the like button if you're still here. And as always, keep collecting.